What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. And holy shit, the Philadelphia Phillies just crushed the Atlanta Braves. My God, where was that offense the entire series? I guess you could say better late than never. And why? Jesus Christ. Aaron Nola actually got run support. I'm sure he wasn't used to it because he gave up a couple bombs in this game. But still, I thought Aaron Nola was pretty solid. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I just wasn't. Especially what happened in the top of the second inning when the Braves get bases loaded with 0 outs, a lot of, weak infield hits. You're like, oh, God, here we go. They're just going to get all this luck in the world with the infield singles. Aaron Nola, gets the first out on the strikeout. And then you have a easy ground ball. Easy ground ball to, get a double play. Bryce makes the play, hands it off to Didi Gregorius. Didi's running. He gets the out at second base, and he's running towards the dugout. And we're just like, Didi, what are you doing? Didi, there's 2 outs. Didi, there's only 1 out in the inning. And then he realizes it before when it's too late. Braves score a run because of Didi being an idiot. Just for some reason having a brain fart on how many outs there are in the inning. It's unacceptable. It's downright embarrassing that happened. I don't understand how you forget how many. I know rare occasions that does happen. Why did it have to happen in that moment? Like, seriously, that can't happen. You can't forget how many outs are in an inning, especially when you have bases loaded. You should have known there was no outs because literally the first 3 batters of the inning got on base. You should know how many outs there are at that point. So I'm very disappointed in Didi Gregorius for being stupid. Braves score 1 run because Aaron Nola manages to get out of it. So good work by him. Should have been no runs. Should have been easy ending double play. But then the Phillies exploded. Exploded for 7 runs. My God. Nick Castellanos finally went deep in June. Finally. Better late than never, I guess. Kyle Schwarber goes deep again. It's 12 home runs in the month of June, the final day of June, so hopefully it continues into July. And Darick Hall getting his first 2 major league hits in this game, both of them being home runs. My goodness, he crushed the ball today. He absolutely destroyed the ball. And it made for a very, very enjoyable win to salvage this series. So, before we get into the rest of this game, like I said, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. If you are new to the channel, I definitely recommend hitting that subscribe button if you're looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events. This is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. And if you are a current viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets to upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. So that could be any ticket to an upcoming Phillies home game, road game, whatever you could think of. The free $20 in your pocket avoids the fees from SeatGeek. Use it for anything you can think of, concessions, parking, anything. It's a great deal. Don't pass it up. Use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So, Phillies salvage the series against the Atlanta Braves by winning by a score of 14-4, an absolute dominant victory. The offense just exploded in the second and the third inning. They scored 11 runs in the second and third inning, and they cashed on a couple late in the ball game with Darick Hall's second of the game. So, yeah, basically at the end, Aaron Nola actually got run support. That's the first time in a while I've seen Aaron Nola got run support. My goodness. Last game against the Padres where they lost, where they won 1-0. No runs there. Basically, every game you can sum up for Aaron Nola this year, I feel like he's had very few games where he's actually got more than like 4 or 5 runs of run support. So, yeah, Phillies don't like scoring. Basically, over the entirety of Aaron Nola's career, they do not like scoring runs for him. So, it's the first time in a while he's probably had to, pitch a ball game with probably a 10-plus run lead. Probably wasn't used to it. Definitely wasn't. And he afforded to make some of those mistakes today. I wasn't happy that he made those mistakes, but I'm not going to kill him for it because at the end of the day, you were winning by 10-plus runs. Ugh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Still, I thought he was solid overall in this game. Aaron Nola's stat line, 7 innings, so he gave you 7 solid innings in this game. 7 hits allowed, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed on 110 pitches. Didn't get the rest of the bullpen coming out there. Familia, I thought, Jesus Christ, he allowed 2 base runners, 2 hits. Honestly, 2 of the outs in that inning were at the warning track in left field. So I was like, they were that close to going out. They were this close to going out. Still somehow got out the inning, but that doesn't mean anything less than Familia sucks. He just absolutely sucks. As even in almost a 10-run game, makes it scary. Makes it absolutely scary. And then Appel comes in for the 9th inning. Goes 1, 2, 3 only on 6 pitches. So that's 2 outings for him in a row where he does not allow a run. So good for him. 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 Basically, the main thing today is the offense. The offense absolutely woke up today after going dead quiet in the past 2 games. It's nice to see. I wish there was more offense in the past 2 games. But I guess better late than never at that point. Hopefully this is a sign for the offense to wake up a little bit going down the stretch, especially when you're going up against a tough team in the St. Louis Cardinals, another team that you are fighting for in the wild card race. So maybe it's better to late than never for the offense to wake up, especially at the last part of this series against Atlanta. And this is one of the other reasons why I still believe in this team, because everyone in this, even though you're not going to get every single guy in the lineup contributing all at once, that's just not sustainable whatsoever. Literally every guy in the lineup today scored a run. Everyone scored at least one. All the starters at least scored 1 run. So yeah, that was a little bit of, everyone did something in this game. It's not going to be every game, but you see Kyle Schwarber do damage. You saw Nick Castellanos get a couple of hits with his first, home run since May. So hopefully I can say it was a nice rip too. Hopefully. And I can say hopefully it starts something for Castellanos. Maybe he finally gets off the schneid with the home run, and maybe he finds his stroke a little bit. Hopefully. That's all we can ask for is hopefully. Please. Been long. It's been way too long, Nick. Way too long with this huge bad stretch that you have been going through this entire month of June. It's been really poor. Honestly, even going back to May. And it's time for you to get out of it. Really, it is time for you to get out of that slump, Nick. Desperately. And you see Matt Vierling in this game. He gets a huge hit early on when the Phillies were doing their rally. So, Mickey Moniak probably wouldn't have done that in that situation. So, there you go. So, let's go into this ball game, really. Inning by inning. Not inning by inning. We'll go with the runs, actually. So, you go into that top of the second inning, like I explained earlier, with the, the Didi Gregorius stupidity. So, Aaron Nola allows 3 basically weak singles. Lucky hits for the Braves, and they put bat on ball, and basically you put bat on ball and see what happens, and that's exactly what happened for the Braves. Nola manages to strike out Duvall to get the first out of the inning, and then what should have been the ending double play to allow no runs with the bases loaded. Didi Gregorius steps on second base, thinking there's 2 outs in the inning, and he tries to go to the dugout, and a run scores. Didi being stupid becomes a 1-0 Braves lead. Then Nola manages to get Harris to fly out to end the inning. Then you go to the bottom of the second inning. Everything starts off. JT leads off with a single. And then can you say Didi Gregorius redeemed himself with a double down the left field line, which made it second and third for Alec Bohm? I guess yes and no, because he got a hit, which, basically started, even though JT technically started the entire rally, but Didi got a really huge hit, which basically put runners in scoring position for Alec Bohm. I would say yes and no. He redeems himself. Still very pissed that happened. Like, seriously, that cannot happen if you're a major league player. You cannot forget how many outs there are in an inning. That's just borderline stupid. Absolutely stupid what Didi did. Then Alec Bohm singles. Scores a run. Ties the ball game up. Bryce Stott, single. Makes it a 2-1 lead for the Phillies. And then Matt Vierling, first couple of pitches in the at-bat, doubles into the right center field gap, scores a couple of runs, makes it 4-1. Rhys Hoskins walks. And then Nick Castellanos on the first pitch he sees goes opposite field, oppo taco, whatever you want to call it, goes into the first few rows of the right field stands, makes it a 7-1 ball game. 3-run shot for Nick Castellanos. That's definitely something he needed. And it was very surprising, too, the Phillies jumping out on Ian Anderson like that. I know Ian Anderson is a really good young pitcher. I know his numbers haven't been that good this year. And I was very surprised that they jumped on him like that. So that's really good to see. So a 7-run bottom of the second inning for the Phillies. Go up 7-1. Aaron Nola, nice top of the third inning, goes 1, 2, 3 there. And then the Phillies continue in the bottom half of the third inning. All with 2 outs, though. Bryce Stott works an amazing walk. got it to a 3-2 count, fouled off a lot of pitches, worked the walk. Matt Vierling, same thing. Went 3-0 in the count, but they worked it back to 3-2, but managed to walk in the end. And then Kyle Schwarber, on a couple of pitches that he did not like being called strikes, on an 0-2 count, get the pitch right down the middle of the plate, an absolute meatball, and he crushes it. Crushes it into the stands. 3-run shot for Kyle Schwarber, his 12th bomb in the month of June, his last bomb in June. Makes it a 10-1 Phillies lead. And then Rhys Hoskins decides to go back-to-back with Kyle Schwarber. Makes it 11-1. And basically, that's all you wrote from there. Darick gets his first Major League home run in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Braves, they chip onto the lead. They get a single in the 5th inning by Duvall. Then Harris crushes a 2-run shot into center field. Makes it 12-13. Duvall would eventually hit another home run to make it 12-4 in the top of the 7th inning. Nola managed to get out of that situation. Then you go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Hall hits another home run off of a position player. It was Ford out there on the mound for the Braves. Herrera worked the walk before that, so with the 2-run shot for Hall, made it 14-4, and that's basically all she wrote for the ball game. Nola, like I said, even though he did allow 2 home runs, I thought he was still pretty solid in this game. Basically just did the job that he had to do. Still got 8 strikeouts. Still hope he still got 8 strikeouts. He was still very solid. There you go. There you go. Phillies win the last game of the series against the Atlanta Braves. They still lose the series, but they managed to salvage it. And now you got to look ahead to this weekend series against another very tough opponent in the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals, they're one of the best defensive teams in baseball. They have Paul Goldschmidt, who's putting up MVP-like numbers. They got Nolan Arenado. They got, O'Neill out there. They got basically everyone. They got almost a 40-year-old Adam Wainwright still pitching really good. You got Yadier Molina. That team is overall really good. It's a really good baseball team. Solid overall. It's going to be tough. Another tough game. Another tough series. Got to find a way to win it, though. You got to find a way to win it. You're going to have Bailey Falter on the mound tomorrow, so your offense is definitely going to have to come out guns a-blazing like it did today to give Bailey Falter some help. You also have Kyle Gibson on the mound this series as well, and same thing with Zack Wheeler on Sunday. So you got to find a way to get to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a better team than the Phillies, in my honest opinion. I do think they are. But the Phillies, sometimes when they do face opponents that are better than them, they, surprise us a little bit. They did the Dodgers in Los Angeles. They won a series against San Diego out there not that long ago, last weekend. So the Phillies sometimes will play. Well, I wouldn't say sometimes. They've had their moments this year where they play up to their competition, I would say. So there's something right there, I guess. But your bats do need to be better this series. They can't go quiet for 2 games and then explode all in one. Got to find some consistency in this entire series. Looking at the lineup for today. Kyle Schwarber in this ball game, he goes 1 for 4 with the 3-run shot, 3 RBIs there. Rhys Hoskins 1 for 3 with the solo shot. Nick Castellanos went 2 for 4 with his 3-run shot. Darick went 2 for 5 with 2 home runs on the day. JT went 2 for 4. Didi Gregorius went 1 for 4. Alec Bohm went 1 for 4. Bryson Stott had a good day at the plate. He went 2 for 3. Matt Vierling went 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs and 2 walks. He went 5 for 6 with runners in scoring position, so that's rare to go basically almost went perfect with runners in scoring position. That is a rare occurrence to see. And that's why I'm still, I have belief in this team that they can tread water without Bryce Harper. Not to say they're going to score, 14 runs every game without Bryce Harper. No, that is not going to happen. That is not realistic whatsoever. Like I'm trying to relate it to, you still have guys that are capable in this lineup, i.e. Kyle Schwarber, who is still raking, and I hope continues to rake in the month of July. You have Nick Castellanos. Like I said, hopefully this home run finds a way to wake his bat up. Hopefully getting off the schneid wakes him up a little bit because we desperately need Nick Castellanos to do that. Yeah, we desperately need him to do that. It is very important for him to do that. I see some guys in the chat right here. I see channel name, Let's Go Hall. Ken Shaw says, I did start the knuckle a bit when Familia started to go Familia on us. That happens. That happens when Familia's on the mound. Nola looked and said, wow. Nola looked and said, "Wow, runs. They scored runs for me. I hope it's not a barrage, a really good win. Hopefully they save some runs from the Cardinals." Yep. Hopefully that's basically you can hope for right there. But yeah, solid win overall. And now you got to look forward to the Cardinals. Let's see what this team can do. I'm going to call it a little early here, boys. So thank you here for joining the live feed. As always, if you were late to it, I definitely recommend leaving a comment in the comment section below. I like to see it as always. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Check out everything in the description below. Hit the subscribe button and also use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And I will see you next time.